Greetings. Welcome to Powerful Partnerships for Student Success. I am Dr. Valerie Brim, the Director of Strategic Partnerships. I am excited that you have chosen to attend this training. During this training, you will hear about programs and strategies that are designed to support your students and families academically, mentally, and socially. This department works extremely hard to build sustainable partnerships for student success. We provide mentoring, tutoring, volunteerism. We work with the district on engaging our families and community stakeholders. We support our parents through parent advocacy, our students through an awesome scholarship program called TakeStock Children. We work closely with businesses and corporate partnerships to provide classroom support, to provide resources to our schools, to our district, and to our students. And we also provide after-school tutorial program through 21st Century and is free of charge to families. Our mission, the Office of Strategic Partnership and Community Relationships, mission is to establish partnerships and build relationships between families, communities, schools, and the district to support 100% student success. We are here to provide and support your efforts with the soft side. We understand that our students have multiple challenges from diverse families, but we can build that wraparound services that we could have an infrastructure that they are successful. So our next person that will be discussing with us family and community engagement is the district coordinator, Ms. Sheila Kane.
Thanks, Dr. Brim. We've heard about the power of partnerships. Now let's talk about family engagement partnership and what it means. Family engagement is a shared responsibility between families, schools, and communities to support student learning and achievement. The research tells us there is a positive and convincing relationship between family engagement and benefits for students, including academic achievement. This relationship holds across families of all economic, racial, ethnic, and educational backgrounds, and for students at all ages. For clarification today, during our presentation, family or parent is anyone actively involved in raising and educating a child. Let's spend a few minutes now to watch a video from the Flamboyant Foundation in Washington, D.C. They spoke with several teachers and asked them, why do you spend time engaging families?
I engage families because if you just look at the sheer math of it, 84% of their day, their year is spent outside of the classroom. And so when you look at just that number alone, that 84% of their time they're outside the classroom, you need to be supporting them in that time in their life. So you can't just stop your instruction at the door. It needs to go outside the door of your classroom. It needs to go into their life and with their family. And so I engage them because that's really where the bulk of their time is spent, is with their family. So their family should be partners in their education. I need to give them the tools and the vocabulary to be those partners.
I've been a teacher in DC public schools for 4 years now, and I have never met a parent that has not been invested and engaged with their students' learning. It's just untrue. All parents want their student to be successful just as much, if not more, than the teacher does. That's why they bring their child or send their child to school every day. So they want to be making sure that their student is successful. I think that sometimes parent engagement looks different, or oftentimes it does look different for every family, so it's important as the teacher to not make assumptions about what engagement should look like, but make sure that just like you differentiate for your students, you differentiate for your parents so that you can engage all of them in a way that will make their student as successful as possible.
Spending time to make sure that parents are involved is absolutely necessary. You put in the hard work in the initial stage and you flow smoothly for the rest of the year. It makes sense to build trust and then you build relationship. So the first thing you tend to do with your parent involvement is build trust, build confidence. When parents see that you are genuinely interested in their child's learning, they see that you take what they are saying to you seriously, and you make a concerted effort to communicate with them regularly and effectively, smooth sailing throughout the year. They put in the effort for the first quarter, the first 3 months from September to December, very hard. And for the rest of the year, you have parents doing just about whatever you ask them to do because they know that you are serious about what you want to accomplish and that you genuinely have their child's interest at heart.
Now, the way I look at it is if you spend a lot of time at the beginning of the year engaging families and helping them to support their children throughout the year, then you're really saving yourself time at the end of the year or at the end of advisories by not having to have those long and sometimes pretty stressful conversations with administration why students aren't doing better in your classes. So I personally look at it as a huge time saver.
One thing that you realize over the course of time is that while it seems daunting and overwhelming in the beginning, it is entirely going to pay off in the long run. Prior to the school year starting, I make an effort. Certainly you don't know until about 2 weeks in exactly who your students are going to be after the enrollment is finalized. But as many as I can before the school year even starts, I reach out to each parent through phone calls, through parent letters, and I try and contact each person before I've even met the student to introduce myself and talk to them, just relate to them that I'm excited to meet their student, because especially working with 9th graders, I'm excited to meet their student, and any kind of things that they particularly want me to know going into the year. It takes a little bit of time, but the parents already know me when we've entered the school year. There's saving me time in the long run of I am able to maximize the learning day beyond the parameters of our school class schedule. If I am able to communicate with parents about what materials the students are covering, things that they can be doing at home to support their learning, that learning is continued beyond the classroom. And I'm gonna see more significant results if the student has more learning time. But it also saves me time in what I'm able to do in the classroom because they've been doing stuff at home.
Engaging my students' families has helped me to, one, become more accountable. I find that if I'm opening up my data tracker, the actual tracker that I use, and sharing that with parents, then it's my job and to keep that updated. And if it's not, then since I'm so transparent with it, then people will know. So if you open up to the parents, then you find yourself being held accountable by the parents. Also, for instance, when I learn about a student's life, I learn about what they love, their interests, I learn about what their parents hold near and dear to their heart. I'm able to engage the student more by providing instruction that is tailored to what they love and what they want to become, and also what the parents want to see. My students, my first year teaching, all grew almost 1.5 years, 1.45 years in reading, which was awesome. I was very proud of, especially as a first-year teacher, and I owe a lot of that to the family engagement, really engaging the families to make sure that kids were reading at home and letting parents know what strategies to give their kids to become better readers. My students, my first year teaching, all grew almost 1.5 years, 1.45 years.
It's great to hear from educators themselves about the importance of family engagement and the passion they have for their families. These teachers give great examples and reasons for why you should be reaching out to welcome, engage, and partner with families of your students. I especially like the mention of the investment that pays out over the school year, using the time beyond the classroom that students spend with their families and the accountability that partnering with families provides. We're going to move now to a time for reflection on 4 core beliefs that we feel are imperative to examine as you begin to engage families. 1, all families have dreams for their children and want the best for them. It is vital for educators to understand that the families who send their children to them each day want their children to succeed in school and in life. Yes, families may say or do things that lead us to wonder if they respect the importance of education at times. But these actions and behaviors often are triggered by other stressful factors in parents' lives and don't reflect their innermost feelings. 2, all families have the capacity to support their children's learning. Regardless of how little formal education they may have or what language they speak, all parents can contribute to their children's learning. Parents' knowledge, talents, and experiences in life give them plenty of capacity for assisting their children with school skills, but school staff may need to help parents understand and use that capacity. All parents have funds of knowledge about their children and the community that should be respected and tapped by school staff. The expression, parents are their children's first teachers, is so widely used, it's almost cliche. If we believe it though, we should view and treat parents as the experts that they are. 3, families and school staff should be equal partners. I am suggesting that power should be mutual. Every person who is interested in supporting children's development should have equal status, value, and responsibility. That means starting from the premise that everyone has something to offer and that everyone should get something positive out of the relationship. This means that no one should be expected to do something well, or worse, be punished for not doing it well if they haven't been properly prepared. A school should not be labeled as failing if teachers haven't been offered high-quality professional development. If students haven't been taught effectively or parents shown how to support learning at home, they can't be considered as failures either. 4, the responsibility for building partnerships between school and home rests primarily with the school staff, especially school leaders. To create a climate and culture that supports partnership with parents, strong leadership is essential from both the principal and the teachers. The principal plays the key role, but teachers also have to step up as advocates for family engagement. Leadership from both sets the tone for all school staff. Reaching out to parents is easier for educators than reaching in to teachers and staff is for parents. The principal and teachers must take the first step, especially when parents already feel sometimes intimidated by school staff. Certainly, there is a responsibility on both sides, and parents must continue to connect with teachers and other school staff on behalf of their children. Everyone who works in the school, especially the principal, must walk the walk, not just talk the talk of mutual partnership. This means exhibiting a real passion for family engagement. Now that you've heard the teachers in the video loud and clear about the importance of building relationships and engaging families, and you've examined your core beliefs, what can you do differently tomorrow in your classroom? It all starts with relationships. Really try to build authentic partnering relationships with your families. Then take every opportunity to link learning between home and school. Parents want to know what their students are learning this year, how they are performing against those learning goals, and how they can help from the home front. Always have equity and inclusivity in mind as you approach students and families. Share power. Honor what families bring to the table. And finally, you are the conduit between families and Pinellas County Schools. Help them navigate this big wide world, and you'll have their support for life. If you're interested in taking the next step with family engagement, our office currently offers 2 classes in the PLN, and we are adding new sections regularly. Our family-friendly session is designed for front office staff and others who have direct contact, face-to-face or virtually, with families. This workshop will provide attendees tips to create a school climate and culture that welcomes families and guests, introduces strategies to create successful school partnerships, suggests techniques to enhance communication between schools and families, and reviews methods to overcome barriers to family engagement. Our Collaborating for Success workshop is designed for classroom teachers and school administrators, and this workshop establishes the link between family engagement and student achievement and offers a systemic, evidence-based approach to building comprehensive strategies towards successful, sustainable family engagement in the classroom. We have revised our sessions to both be delivered virtually and to address engaging families in a virtual world. Please consider joining us by registering in the PLN. Of course, we want schools to partner with families and provide information and resources, but our office also pulls in experts and organizes webinars in our Parent Academy Power Hour format on topics of interest across the district and across grade levels. The mission of Power Hour webinars is to provide parents, families, and the community with the necessary tools and skills to support students academically, socially, and emotionally while building a cornerstone to a healthier and safe community. Our Parent Power Hour catalog focuses on 3 key pillars: student achievement, parent advocacy, and personal growth. We put together a lineup of workshops in the fall and the spring. Let your families know that registration links to upcoming sessions and recordings and handouts for past sessions are always available at www.pcsb.org/parentacademy. I want to end my section with this quote from Dr. Joyce Epstein. The strongest predictors of whether parents are engaged are specific school programs and teacher practices that invite, encourage, and guide parents to become engaged. Next, you'll hear about parent advocacy and our Take Stock in Children programs from Ms. Keosha Simmons.
Thank you, Mrs. Kane. Today, I will be sharing information with you about the services provided through parent advocacy and Take Stock in Children. Oftentimes, parents find themselves wondering if they should or can speak up about something that's happening at their child's school. When things aren't going well at school, it is important for parents to know they are their child's voice. Parents know their child's challenges and interests. Advocating helps make sure that your child has the support to thrive. Thank you, Mrs. Kane. Today, I will be sharing information with you about the services provided through parent advocacy and Take Stock in Children. Oftentimes, parents find themselves wondering if they should or can speak up about something that's happening at their child's school. When things aren't going well at school, it is important for parents to know they are their child's voice. Parents know their child's strengths, challenges, and interests. Advocating helps make sure every child has the support to thrive. Parent advocacy for Pinellas County Schools assists families of students in Pinellas County by serving as a bridge between parents and schools. Research shows that when families and educators work collaboratively to resolve disagreements, the outcomes are more mutually satisfying and benefit the child long term. Adversarial approaches to disagreement lead to difficult meetings and broken relationships. Now more than ever, we have to show grace and compassion to all of our families. Having an open line of communication is key to ensure a successful relationship with all families. When we are collaborative with our approach, we are guaranteeing student success. Now we're going to talk about ways the Parent Advocacy Program benefits your families. We participate in meetings with the parents and school staff. Parents learn to speak on their child's behalf more effectively. It helps the parents develop a sense of trust with the school. We provide additional resources resources to families, such as webinars. Parents must learn that advocating for their child is not a one-time thing. The goal is to establish meaningful relationships. The services parent advocacy provides are, but not limited to, supporting families with academic concerns, behavioral concerns, and overall ensuring that parents are knowledgeable and comfortable with being their child's first advocate. Oftentimes, parents are aware of the problem, but do not feel they have the skill set or capacity to effectively communicate the concerns. As educators, it is our responsibility to listen intently and think of ways to ensure the parents know you want what's best for the student. The Parent Guardian Connection is a free resource to all families. The Parent Guardian Connection is a virtual forum for parents and guardians to meet in a judgment-free zone to learn or be reassured about a variety of topics that interest them, making sure they feel supported in all of their endeavors, whether it be their mental well-being, creating schedules that assist in creating normalcy in a time that is filled with additional stressors. The goal is to provide our families with as many resources possible and to promote an environment centered around being supported and ensuring success for all families. We meet once a month via Zoom. All meetings are recorded and available to be viewed online. To learn more about the services provided through Parent Advocacy, please visit pcsb.org/parent advocacy. The TakeStock Scholarship is a program that is founded by the Pinellas Education Foundation. The students receive a scholarship, which is a tuition-only Florida prepaid scholarship, which can be used at any university, college, or vocational technical school that accepts financial aid, with the value of up to 120 state college credit hours. A volunteer mentor who will meet with your child bi-weekly, virtually or at school, to assist and encourage your child to achieve their highest potential. They will also receive assistance with a college success coach, which is a TakeStock staff person who will help your child design a college success plan and guide them through middle and high school and transition into college. This college scholarship opportunity is for students in grades 6 through 9. Candidates must receive free and reduced lunch, attend a Pinellas County public middle or high school, and have the aspiration to attend college or technical school, but not the financial means. Students must maintain a C or higher in all classes, meet with their mentor regularly, remain drug and crime-free. The application period is September through December of every school year. Teachers, parents, and mentors are welcome to nominate a student for this scholarship. Student expectations for TakeStock in Children. 6th through 10th grade students are expected to meet with their college success coach once each semester. Juniors and seniors meet with their college success coach every grading period. All students are expected to meet with their mentor bi-weekly. We encourage them to become involved in at least one school activity or club. To learn more about TakeStock, please visit www.pinellaseducation.org/TSIC. Now, I'm pleased to introduce Mrs. Michelle Roberge, District Volunteer Coordinator.
Thank you, Kiosha. Building relationships is an important part of everything we do to support student achievement.
Volunteers and community partners are making a difference to help students develop the skills, knowledge, and attitudes that are hallmark of a quality education. Building relationships with all of our stakeholders will ensure the success of your classroom and your school. There are over 66,000 volunteers logging in over 580,000 hours, volunteer hours. There are over 2,300 mentors who are meeting with over 3,500 students weekly for 30 minutes once a week. Mentors are providing that social emotional skills to help support students. The district has over 164 business partners that are sponsoring programs, providing donations and supplies throughout the district, with thousands of more local partners working directly with your school liaisons and in your classrooms. Each school has a family and community liaison that recruits, trains, and places volunteers in your classroom as tutors, mentors, classroom assistants, as well as other volunteer services. Volunteers that support extracurricular activities as coaches, working with booster clubs, or as PTA or SAC members. All of our volunteers must be registered in our volunteer system and will be background checked as a level 1 volunteer. Those volunteers will always be monitored or supervised with students. Volunteers who are needed to be supervised, who need to supervise students, such as when they go on field trips or chaperone on field trips, must be level 2 approved. All volunteers need to be fingerprint screened by a local vendor. Those results will come to our office and their profiles will be updated to level 2 screening. All volunteer background checks are good for 5 years. So please make sure that you let your volunteer liaison at the school know if you have volunteers coming into your classroom so that she can make sure that those volunteers are logging their hours. Now I'd like to introduce Debbie Bushman. She is the Lunch Pail Volunteer Coordinator who will review the district mentor tutor programs.
Thanks, Michelle. We have some amazing school-based mentor programs. These programs are designed to provide students with a positive role model through mentoring and be that additional caring adult who will support them and be a friend. The first of these is our Lunch Pals program. It is a lunchtime mentoring program where individuals, businesses, and organizations are paired with the school to provide students with the additional presence of a caring adult while meeting with their mentee during lunch. We have 2 group mentor programs. The 5,000 Role Models of Excellence promotes youth development through activities and experiences that help our male students develop their social, ethical, emotional, physical, and cognitive competencies. Girlfriends of Pinellas County Schools is designed to empower young ladies through academic support and mentoring. They are provided with the necessary resources, tools, and guidance to encourage self-discipline, positive behaviors, community service, and to cultivate their self-esteem and self-reliance. Big Brothers Big Sisters of Tampa Bay serves elementary and middle school children to improve academic, social, and behavioral performance. As Kiosha mentioned, TakeStock in Children is a scholarship and mentoring program in which students in 6th through 9th grade may be nominated to receive a scholarship. If awarded, the student will receive a 4-year scholarship at graduation by fulfilling an agreement to attend school regularly, maintain a C or above grade in all classes, and remain crime and drug-free. Peer-to-peer mentors connect students in the 11th and 12th grade to become a peer-to-peer mentor to students transitioning into the 9th grade. They provide guidance, support, and act as a role model. To become a mentor, one will need to register to become a volunteer and attend our mentor trainings. They will be matched to a school closest to where they live or work. And because we are virtual, mentors can be anywhere. We provide activities and resources to help facilitate engaging sessions for the students and the mentors. As teachers, you can recommend that a student participate in one of the mentor programs. You will submit a referral, get the parent or guardian's permission, and the student will be matched with a mentor. It's that easy. All right, I'm going to send it back to Michelle.
Thanks, Debbie. I want to talk a bit about speakers. So members of the community are invited into Pinellas County Schools to share information with students about their careers, hobbies, or organize an activity, to read a story, or to teach a class. All speakers must be approved in the volunteer system prior to their presentation, and the principal or their AP or designee must approve the presentation. At all times, teachers are to be in the same classroom, whether it's virtual or in school, when the presenter is presenting to students. All controversial topics must be approved by the district prior to presenting. We have a speaker directory on our website at www.pcsb.org/page/456. The directory includes all approved speakers, including approved controversial subjects. We also hold career conversations with community members. They're a 30-minute presentation that our career presenters talk about their career as financial advisors, photographers, nurses, administrative managers, and entrepreneurs. You can go to pcsb.org/page/16143 to download the presentations. Every November during Education Week, we hold a one-day Great American Teach-In. This is where you can have presenters virtually or in person come into your classroom and talk about, again, their career, their hobby, or organize an activity. If you are interested in participating in the Great American Teach-In, please contact your family and community liaison, and they will be able to either provide you pre-recorded presentations or to help you set up presentations virtually in your classroom. Community partnerships, school sponsors, and classroom sponsors. Partnerships can support classrooms through Adopt a Class or through sponsorships of programs or events. Who are our partners? They can be anyone: families, local businesses, faith-based organizations, municipalities, civic associations, and community groups. Your family and community liaison is always working in the community to help develop partnerships, either for the school or to help support you. Partners can do three main things. They can provide manpower to come into your classroom as classroom assistants, mentors, or tutors. They can supply financial donations so that you can buy materials for your classrooms. Or we also have partners that will actually come in and supply materials like backpacks for kids, pencils during testing week, candy during those days as well. So if you are interested in developing partners, please see your family and community liaison at your school. We want to thank you for attending this presentation. If you have questions or things that you would like to know more about, please contact us at 727-588-6405 or email us at getengaged@pcsb.org.